Not bad. Oh, hi, Hickok 45 here. I'm kind of busy right now testing out these rifles. John, where'd you come from with the camera? Trying to figure out which one of these I like better. They're both 30-30s. Let's see. Woohoo! Nice. Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to be annoyed. I'm busy though. Trying to figure out which of these two lever guns I prefer. They're both 30-30s, but I know you can help me. How's that? You help me decide. So glad you're here. Glad John's filming. He's always got a camera out. Look at that mess. Man, where'd that water come from? So you're always filming this. What are you doing with these videos, John? You're not putting these online, are you? Or somewhere on the internet, I hope. But anyway, yeah, I'm trying to decide between these two fine rifles. Shouldn't enjoy that. So here we are, trying to decide. Why would that be a problem? I'm generally fairly, I don't know if I should say opinionated, but I know what I like and what I don't like. And here we have two relatively new rifles. Even this Marlin, I think, just came out last year, and this side gate Henry just came out recently. And I thought I need to decide which I would prefer so I can instruct you which one to buy. Isn't that the way we operate? No, we don't. We just point out positives, negatives from our perspective, what we like, what we don't like, based on our experience and everything. Try not to do, again, as we've advised many times, we try not to do obnoxious bashing videos or obnoxious infomercials. You know, there's always the gray area. There's always something good about a firearm, something desirable. There's a few it might be harder to find, right? But there's always the positives and the negatives, okay? So we're not going to try to, just be crazy and go one way or the other to an extreme. So these two rifles, the reason I'm going to compare them a little bit, and the reason I'm having a hard time deciding, is they're both similar and they're both fairly attractive, okay? Now that's a little, I don't know, I won't say ironic, but the fact that a new Marlin is fairly impressive to me, okay? Wow. And this Henry, you know, I bash Henry a little bit because of no side loading gate and that kind of thing, even though they make good firearms. Well, here we've got a Henry with a loading gate, okay? And we've got a new Marlin made just recently. I don't know, maybe last month. You know, it's a new gun, and it's smooth, and the fitting is not too bad on it, and it's not perfect, but it's not too bad, and it's a firearm that I would purchase. All right, and I don't, and if you've been around a while, you know that that's saying a lot for me. I prefer the JM models, but you know, this might be one I would consider if I needed a deer rifle or just wanted another 30-30 or 35 Remington and whatever else it comes in. It's not bad at all. I like the sights and the feel of the gun. Same with the Henry, okay? And another reason for comparing these right now, I thought it might be, first of all, maybe informative to an extent. You might not be aware of either one of these rifles, and you are kind of looking for a decent lever gun deer rifle, not necessarily the cheapest one out there, okay? Because there are less expensive rifles. That's why we're here today. This one is these are both a little more premium. Now, they're not $3,000 rifles, but they do MSRP at, can I use that as a verb? They MSRP at right around $1,000, $1,050, that kind of thing, okay? Which means you can probably buy either one of them for $900 to $975 or something like that. Somewhere between $900 and $1,000, I'd guess closer to $900 maybe, I don't know. So they're not cheap, but they're not crazy expensive, and they're in the same ballpark, or the very close ballpark, okay? So this one, again, it's a little bit better Marlin. It's the what we call the Texan Deluxe. We just have a video on it, and it's a nice rifle, all right? And this Henry is a nice rifle. You can tell by looking at it, can't you? So if you're about to spend $900 plus for a rifle like this, we thought we'd at least tell you what we know about these and what we think about them, okay? Have shot them both, have done videos with them. We'll link to those. They're both great shooters. We need to do a little more, as you'll see from the video, tweak the adjustment on the rear sight on this one. But they're good shooters, and they feel good. They really do, and they're well made. Now, it kind of comes down to whether or not you're a Marlin person, Henry person, whether you just cannot, for the life of you, purchase a new Marlin, Remlin, or whatever you want to call it. You just can't do it. Can't do it. Well, again, I've bashed them myself, but we don't want them going out of business. You might want to take a look at some of the, that's kind of what we do. We have brought to you new Marlins, I guess 3 times, maybe 4, over the last few years. And that's one of the things we do. We look at the fit and the finish and, what it looks like. How's Marlin doing, at least on the specific rifles that we have. So we're trying to keep you kind of up to date on that and keep ourselves up to date on how they're doing. It's subjective to some extent, right? So don't want them going out of business, but then again, we want to show what they're doing and how they're doing. And again, speaking of that, like I say, this rifle is not that bad. Now, the big picture, they're both 30-30. They're both nice size rifles. They got plenty of heft. They feel good. They've got smooth actions. They're both, I would say, equally accurate. The sights are almost the same sights. Got an ivory bead kind of thing with a buckhorn rear sight. There's not a lot of difference in some of the functional aspects of them, okay? So kind of comes down to the name, and then whether you trust the new Marlins. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. You made me sneeze. Oh, maybe I was lying. I had to sneeze. So whether you like a brass receiver and butt plate and all that, that really appeals to you. The engraving on the stock of this Henry. Again, this is the Henry side gate, relatively new, very new. All right, they're both drilled and tapped for sights. They both have, like the Marlin, you can mount a sight very easily on top of the receiver. That's one of the claims to fame with the Marlin, as opposed to Winchester, where it's open and a little more problematic to mount a sight up there, although it can be done and has been done for 100 years. So they're very similar in a lot of ways. In fact, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but this Henry side gate rifle appears to be a Marlin 336. I mean, look at it. Look at it. The bolt and everything comes apart the same way. Every screw, everything is pretty much exactly the same, except for you've got a cross bolt safety on the Marlin you can see there. I mean, they are the same action, basically, okay? I don't want to get anybody in trouble here, but they are the same action. These really are. The lever, now the lever's a different shape, but I just noticed we've got a little squared off lever here on the 336 and a rounded. I like a rounded lever a little better. You got that action, okay? They both would come apart. You take the screw out right there and the lever pulls out. You generally want to do it about right there. I won't do it today. I think I've done that before. If not, we'll do it sometime. But you take this screw out and that lever pulls out. Then you pull the bolt out. And then the ejector, is held right there. It comes out and you can clean it very easily and put it back together. They both, field strip, I guess the word you might use there, the same way. And just really very similar. Very, very, very similar. So I, in the past, have criticized Henry, I guess, for not being a replica of anything, right? They're nice looking rifles and they work, but they're not a copy of anything in history, And again, Henry, the company, has nothing to do with the first Henry rifles of 1860, okay? That was Winchester, essentially. But, so they didn't kind of reproduce any of the guns from the 1800s, all right? But, this one, they sort of did. It's kind of a reproduction of the Marlin in a way. So again, I'm not going to make a dwell on that, but it really is the same receiver and action more or less. Okay, so what would it come down to? I don't know. I'm just trying to give you some idea. Either one of these, it's almost an eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and you wouldn't lose in either way. For me, the Henry seems to have a better fit. The detail of the fit, if you notice the receiver tang there and everything, it's probably fit a little more closely. The attention to detail, you can tell, right there's a gap, and It's a little nicer, okay? Up on the forearm, same thing. So a little bit better fit. And of course the brass is beautiful. And from my reading, they talk a lot about, it is brass, but it's heat treated and supposedly has the same tensile strength as steel or metal, okay, steel. So I don't guess you have any kind of strength issues there over time. So yeah, I mean, just like you've got some guns or shotguns that have an alloy receiver, it's not a problem if it's constructed properly anyway. So as far as strength, there's probably not a big deal in difference. The biggest difference, of course, the elephant in the room, the huge difference is what? You've got a tube feed on this, but you've also got the side gate loader. So you have both options. You can load this one. All right, just been shooting this and yeah. So you can load this one and unload it to an extent from the tube, all right, or through the side gate. So you got both options on that. That might be enough to trip you over to that one, yeah. And Henry's a phenomenally popular company. It's hard to find anything negative about them. People just love their guns. They're great people. I've met all of them. I mean, they're just great people, and they make a lot of different models, and they really do try to satisfy the demand and the specifics that people are looking for. And I guess that loading gate's an example of how they are receptive to the market and what people are asking for. So price is about the same. They're both, I can't tell you the difference in how they shoot, they're about the same weight. Again, the attention to detail, I think the Henry wins out a little bit. If you look at the front of the wood there, that's a little bit nicer, all right? And of course you got brass. So not that either one set out to compete with the other, specifically, but since they're so similar, that's really the reason we're comparing them, because they're so similar. And price range and everything, as I said, shootability, just the action. They just both feel broken in. No rough edges. This old 1952 model of 336, doesn't feel a lot looser or better than this, in fact, or either one of them. So this is the Texan, it's called. Got the straight grip, stock, just like this one. And a lot of people like that. They both have that, So I don't see any major negatives. They're both attractive rifles. That's kind of nice, having the cowboy on there, and the gold trigger and everything. Doesn't have the brass receiver, but has all of that. You can put a sling on there with no trouble. They're both ready to go, and they've got essentially the same sights. Let me hold them up so you can kind of see the sights. I'm not going to dual wield them here, but maybe you can get a look at the sight picture, the rear of the buckhorn type sight, and the front ivory bead or whatever. They're very, very similar. They jump out at you, okay? So just very similar rifles, They're drilled and tapped for a scope or whatever up front, Skinner sights, whatever you want to put on them. Now, John pointed out how the tube there is dovetailed into the barrel. That's a little more, machining and precision work than just the band you have on this one, okay, on the Marlin. But, both would be fine. So let's shoot them one more time, okay? It wasn't a big shooting video. Again, I'll link to the videos on these, but I thought we'd just point these out to you as much as anything, make you aware of them if you were not aware. You're probably aware of the side gate loader because it's gotten so much publicity lately. And again, I'll give you my impressions and the video on it, but by and large, I like it just fine. Like it just fine. And let's put 6. They both hold 6, I believe. That's another way they're similar. Yeah, 6 rounds. We'll put 6 in this one. And we are running out of 30-30. There we go. Yeah, 3 old rounds there. Okay. Like I say, I did discover I moved the sights, the rear sights on this one, and I've got it shooting a little bit to the left. So whoever ends up with it, by now, probably by the time you see this, has already adjusted the sights. There we go. All right. So this is my last go round. I've got to decide which one I'm going to purchase, or I would purchase if I were going to buy one of them. So I know what let's do. I got an idea. I'm going to shoot 5 out of each one. Put my ears on here. That's some running out targets. I'm going to go over and see if we can hit a red plate. There we go. Oh! I didn't see the deer. Did y'all see that? Yeah. Until after I hit the plate, it's all he moved. There's another one, a little one walking away. Sorry, guys. Wow. What if I had hit one? Would I be in jail right now? I didn't see them. Okay, but again, that goes to show you, as long as you are shooting at something specifically, you're not likely to hit. I think in an early video, we had I don't know, we were doing something here, and one of my dogs was wandering around the range or something in the background. I was yakking about something. I think a lot of people have this vision, this idea that, oh my gosh, there's a dog on the range. He's going to kill his dog. He's going to shoot his dog. Well, think about it. If I'm shooting at one of those animals, and even if I miss that animal by that much, I feel like it was a bad shot. Because, you know, I'm not going to miss them very often. Even with a handgun, and if I do, it's going to be by an inch or two. So, I mean, theoretically, there could be 5 or 6 or 8 deer walking around the range, and unless I'm shooting at the deer, I'm not likely to hit them. Okay, now they could get a little shrapnel, you know, but anyway, just a reminder. Let's see, did I cock it? Let's try, oh, there's some cinder over there. You're going to get a click, I think. Oh, no, I did, yeah. Gotta bring it up, I think. Oh, well, I'm not sure. Okay, I haven't adjusted the sights much. I was thinking they both shot a little bit low. This one shoots a little bit to the left. All right, until we get the sights on perfectly. Let's try a bowling pin here. Let's try the gong. Bong. Let's try a buffalo. Got us a buffalo. And we have 2 rounds left, I think. So we got a bowling pin right here. And which one should we shoot the watermelon with? Should we just shoot the Marlin at it? Let's do it. Wow. Okay, I guess this one wins because it exploded the watermelon dramatically, right? Now, so yeah, just 2 rifles to make you aware of, you know, that you might not be aware of. A couple of modern rifles, really, you know, they have come out within the last year. I think this is 2018, this deluxe Texan from Marlin. And then this is very recent, the side loader from Henry. So, you know, again, we're living in great times. There's so many nice firearms, handguns, rifles, and everything. Way more than we need, probably way more than should be coming out, right? Yeah, just, it's a marketing gimmick lots of times, true, right? That's okay, we don't have to buy them. And it gives us more choices. And it's cool when the gun companies are kind of receptive to the market and what people actually want. This Marlin, maybe it's more expensive than you like or think it ought to be. But, you know, I tell you what, it's cool to see, I would say quality, a nice Marlin. Yeah, it's pretty nice, you know, being made today. Got watermelon on it or whatever. This is one that I would have no trouble taking into the field. It's a nice rifle. And then the Henry, you know, nice rifle. Got your loading gate now and great sights. Pretty wood. They both have nice wood, and you got some more work on the Henry and more attention to detail. I guess we might come to the conclusion, in summary, that perhaps the Henry is a nicer rifle in that regard. You know, it's just maybe a little bit better fit, prettier, and all that. So it might be the choice of a lot of you. I don't know. Just depends. It's why there's so many colors and shirts and clothing and cars, and they come in all colors and size. You know, we all have different preferences and tastes. So anyway, a couple I wanted to make you aware of and do a little comparison and just let you know they're about the same price, and they both seem to be good guns, and you would do well probably with either one. So now you're thoroughly confused because you wanted me, I know, to come to a conclusion on one or the other and be really, really fervent about it, right? I see some people that expect that. They really do. In fact, I've even been called names. Like I'm afraid to choose one or the other because I'm going to insult the gun company or something. Well, those folks don't know me too well. I don't care who I insult in terms of gun companies, all right? We're not looking for opportunities to insult them. Just good guns, both of them. So anyway, anything you want to add? There's probably something else I could have said about them. The one thing I don't like about the Marlin is the crossbolt safety, I will say. Was that in this video? I think it was the main video with this rifle. I went up to shoot and it was on. And I don't remember putting it on. I mean, I did, obviously, somehow, but I didn't know I had done it. And click, got a click when I wanted to bang, okay? So I don't like that. The hammer and the trigger and the lever are the safeties, and the brain between your ears are the safeties in my estimation, not the crossbow. I don't like that too much. So that's a negative on that firearm. So very, very pretty, but also a very functional rifle. Either one would do you fine. So just a little comparison there for whatever it's worth. Not much. That's okay. We're not going to give you your money back on this video. I'm sorry, even if you don't think it was worth much. All right. Glad you came out today. Appreciate you supporting the people that support us, and you can tell by the firearms that come our way that get lent to us. We do get a lot of help, and the ammo and just everything. So we deeply appreciate it, and we know you do too. We enjoy being able to bring you things that we wouldn't normally be able to bring to you as often. So it's a great working win-win relationship. So I'm going to shut up and let you go eat. We're going to do the same. Life is good.
Oh, hi. Since you guys are here, just killing a little time. I've already seen this video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. While you're here, I want to remind you to please check out our friends over at SDI and TalonGunGrips.com. SDI is a fully accredited online distance learning program where you can become associated, get an associate's degree, and be associated with some good people, get an associate's degree in firearms technology, and get certified in gunsmithing. That's SDI.edu. And also, Talon Grips makes grips for grip tape for lots of different types of handguns and other purposes. As you can see right there, they have a lot of cool stuff over on their website. Go to TalonGunGrips.com. I think you'll be glad you checked that out, and also SDI. So appreciate both of those people and support them if it makes sense for you, as we always ask. Also, since you're here, just want to further remind you that we do have a website. It's called hickok45.com. That's HICKOK45.com. Some people try to misspell it on us. So go check that out. That's where you can find all kinds of things over there, like our social media, the real Hickok45 on Instagram, Hickok45 on Twitter and Facebook. I have an Instagram page, John_Hickok45. Let's see, our merchandise is on our website, and also bunkerbranding.com. You can find it there too. And we have videos on Gunstreamer now, so if you want to check that out, watch us somewhere other than YouTube, do that. And also don't forget about our Patreon page. We've got some good people over in the Gong Club on our Patreon page, so if that's something you're interested in, check that out. We post videos over there. Occasionally they don't go on YouTube, or you get like an early look, something like that. So check that stuff out. Feel free to watch some other videos, and I got to get back to my axe throwing here because if the apocalypse comes, all the Glocks and 1911s and SIGs and XDs and Walthers and H&Ks might not be any ammo to shoot in those, so I might have to resort back to tools like this. So I'll get back to my training, and I'll let you guys get back to watching videos. Thank you.